Today, let's take a look at our voice. How to use photoelectric synchronization software. It can be connected to Ma 3 at the same time. Can also trigger this Sir Mac. And here's a comparable laser. And then you can also output this ND video track. Then the audio track. Let's take a look. First we open. So here's the interface. This is a project creation. A project manager page. We have this title bar at the top. You can switch between Chinese and English here. Then we can create a project here. We call it testing. Then choose a storage location. We choose to go to the D drive. Then select Create. Then the project is created and this is it. Then a main program will be automatically created here. Then you can switch the program here. We can create a new show below. Then you can switch programs here. Or we can click to switch here. Then, let's take a look at this UI layout of the entire interface. So first the title bar, we have the application name here, then the version number and then the name of the currently open project. And then here's the language transition. And then there's project management. We can only build new projects here, open project, or save and close. And then this is a show switch. Program list, you fold it up. Then by default, so here's a track. There is an audio by default tracks and a video track. And then here is the list of cue. Marker list, and here's the markers in detail. And then, let's take a look below. And then there's the media library. We can import audio here. Then import the video. There are also templates. Then there's the mixer. This is a master output. And then there's the audio track. Just the output of this track. And then we double-click to reset it to 0. And then there's silence and one eye. And this is a packet bus. We can create a packet bus. Then put this audio tracks assigned to this packet bus. Then there is an extra layer of grouping. This volume control, for example, when we have multiple audio tracks, you can use this packet bus to controls one volume for this multiple tracks. And let's take a look at the top. The above is a BPM setting. BPM, this is related to us this. A grid in the background of the timeline. Currently our default is 120 BPM. We can double-click to open it. Here we can set it up by ourselves. Then we can also click here to identify. By the speed of your mouse click. To identify the speed of this BPM. Then the following words are a time number. By default, we use 4 or 4 beats. Then we still change it back to 120 BPM. And then this is a timeline. The position of this pointer. And here is our local time location. This local time. And then there's the stop button. Play button. We can also use shortcuts. This is the spacebar to play and pause. Okay, if you stop, we click here. And then the words here are markers. Insert tag. Then we can also box. Then delete it here. In this cue list here, we can delete it. And let's look at the toolbar. Toolbar words. Here we're going to drag in an audio demo. We go to the media library. Then I prepared it here, 6 videos and 1 audio. We import it all in. Let's go to the audio. Load audio. Then to the desktop. Then we can choose all. Audio and video can be mixed. After opening it, it will automatically sort. Then during the import process, let's take a look at our project. What file does the specific one have? We just created the project for this test. When we create a project, it will create a project folder. Then there are some configurations. There is also a process lock. Process lock means we can't open two. For example, this one is okay. Open two processes simultaneously, but we can't load the same project. This is a process lock, and this is the media library. The audio we imported also has. Videos will be imported into the project. And this is the configuration data for the project. And then there's the configuration data. There is also a project file. Then we are packing to another computer. We directly put this one. Just compress it directly. Then we are on another computer. When opening this project, it won't lose this one medium. No loss of video and audio. When we open the project, let's say we close the program, then open the project. Here are the latest projects. For example, our project is migrated from another computer. We can open the project file. You can also open the project directory. It's all the same. We directly selected this test directory, then select the folder to open it as well. And the audio and video are still there. We close again. We can also open it with the project file. We open this file. Open. You can also open this project. Okay, so let's have a look at the toolbar. First, we drag the music onto the track. And the ripples have been identified here. The meaning of this paragraph is that it can divide this waveform into several sections. We can see there's a small print here. It's called bridging, and it goes up. And here's the ending. Because this is pure music, it doesn't recognize that if you are singing, it can identify. So let's see. If it is a paragraph, you cannot display this paragraph. Switching between solid colors and paragraphs. Then the programming mode, that is, we can open a small independent window. Then cancel this big window for it. Then we can use a small window to play the track. To program. And then we reopen the interface. And then it's a capture grid capture. Here we can drag this timeline. This is the pointer, and it's going to capture this grid. There's a grid here, and there's a layer behind it. We can find it on the beat grid here. We put this beat grid. Give it a little more strength. It's this brightness. Just didn't save it. You don't need to save it. Increase it a little too. It will be more obvious. It will capture this grid. If we turn it off, you can drag it freely. And then there's the display unit of time. Switch the display of seconds and this time. We can take a look at the back. We can drag this below. 1 to zoom this scroll bar. Head move behind or head move front. Now it's seconds. Now it's seconds. Display by second, or display it in the base of this time. 1 minute to minutes like this, and then the beat grid we just talked about. This beat grid we can turn it off. Then you can also switch its color, modify its brightness. Then you can also manually color it here. Enter this hexadecimal color code. Switch the color of this grid. Then there is the Q label. For Q tags, we have these by default. Then we can modify the default, but it cannot be deleted. For example, this is called the tail segment. Then you can also add one yourself. Let's say it's called the verse. And then we click on this one. Select a color. Then click Add. Then it can be modified below. The shortcut to this marker. Let's click. Then you can enter. Press any key. Then record this shortcut. So let's say we click Q. This is recorded. If you modify it, we will click again. Then modify it. Let's go back to M. And then the connection. If you connect, this is to connect to Ma2. Connect to Ma3, and then there is a similar connection. Sir Michael's connection. And that's it. Then we are also on top. You can use this button. Insert marker. We can also use shortcuts. And then the operation of the orbit. Operation of the track. We first click the mouse on the track. Then hold down the Control key. Then scroll the mouse wheel. You can zoom this timeline track left and right. Then we hold down the Shift button. Then turn the mouse wheel. You can move the timeline left and right. Then we hold down the Alt key. Then scroll the mouse wheel. Can be scaled up and down. Vertically scaled timeline. And let's look at the connections. We're going to start marking him up. And then we can play the space bar. I don't know here. Follow this music. Because this music is longer. I'll play faster here. Press M and here it hits by default. 1 is an unclassified label. We can delete it first. And on the right-hand side, there's a list of cues. Just click this to delete it. Then we go to the Q tag here. We choose this default setting to enter this. Then we are now going to press the M key to play the label again. This is it. Tag preset here. We can also modify it here. Then I'll play faster here. I won't play to this music. I'll just type 10. And then when we play it here, it will also have a live playback feedback on the right. Then modify it. We can also box all. Then make a batch move. Then delete in batches. If you delete it, I won't delete it. Let's say we play two more. Then choose these two. We can click delete on the right. Then let's say we modify. If you want to modify this label of it, we can frame 2. Then the cue on the right is detailed here. We can modify it. We change it to bridge section. Then these 3 we give it 1. Verse, and then here's a refrain. And then we add a tail. Let's not increase it for now. That's it. The name of this cue can also be set here. And its location for this time code. Then the preset of the label. One more hint. And we're now starting to connect. Let's turn this media library off for it. Then zoom out a bit. We first connect to Ma2. We click on the connection panel. Then it is turned off by default. The status bar at the bottom of our Ma2 is not connected. Let's reboot it. Then this network interface card IP. If you are in this machine, if the software is on the same computer as MA, we don't need to worry about this IP. If you are a physical console or 2 computers, we need to switch here. If used, we are using MA to switch the IP. This IP of the session is fine. We use this IP for the MA session. I'll also switch it here. Then we are here. Actuators can be created directly. It will bind directly. Here is what we bind. The location of this actuator, page 1. And then the first actuator. We are in MA. Then open an actuator panel. Here is 1.1. Then we click Create Actuator. It's created here. And let's see. Click to enter this name and this. The colors have been synced. And then let's say we're adding. We add to more cue. We choose to give him a tail paragraph. And it's synced up here. And we're playing it now. We play directly, then it can be triggered directly. Played to the actuator of MA. This is the connection MA2. Then there is another function. We can trigger a single cue, single actuator. For example, we are in this 1.3. Then 1.4, 1.5. Save 3 more actuators. And so, for example, here we are. When the second marker point, we trigger a 1.3 for it. We choose this one, the second marker. Then in cue details here, we turn on the trigger of this MA2 actuator. Then here we are commanded to use go. Then there's one called the next cue off. So it arrives. During the second cue, it will start. Then when it comes to the third cue, it will automatically off. Then let's give this to the third 1.3. So let's have a look at playback. It has already triggered. When the next cue reaches the third, it just stops. If we don't want it to stop, we untick it. Let it go to 3. It won't stop this 1.3. Then it won't stop. So let's say we're in the back. What should I do if I want to stop? Let's say we want to be at the 5th cue, the 4th cue. The 4th cue we're going to stop 1.3. Then we are still the same. Turn on the actuator of this MA2 we found. Switch it to 1.3. Then we toggle it. Just order off. Then play. Triggered, and then the third cue doesn't close. Then the 4th cue went off. That's it. That's all the connections to MA2. Then the words of MA2 we must first set here. Find global settings. We need to open this. Remotely control this switch, otherwise you can't connect. And that's it for MA2. We turn off MA2. Then let's take a look at the MA3 again. MA3 words. Same thing. We open the connection. Then start the connection of MA3 here. But the MA3 needs to be configured. First, this MA3 session we can't join the conversation, because if you join the conversation, it will have a problem with that OSC. Can't trigger. If you are in such a state, let's click it and cancel the red one. Cancel session. Then we open the settings. Find input and output. Then find the OSC. We put OSC. Assign it an IP address. Then turn on input and output. Then here we give it. Specify a name called GMA3. Then the latter no. We use the right mouse button to put it. Just type all yes. And let's see. Here is the first page. Page 1 of 401. Let's open the connection here. Then the connection of MA3. Let's put this page number here. Just switch to 401. Then create the actuator. It's already created here, but the words of MA3, it doesn't have this and has no color. It has no color, so we didn't try to set its color. Then we can take a look. It can be triggered directly now. The function of Ma2 and Ma3 is the same. It's just that the connection protocol is different. And then we stop. It's going to turn this actuator off. Then the same here. It has this Ma3. This actuator triggers. Let's save another 403. Save a 403 actuator. And here we are. Let's trigger a 403. Then the next cue off, we turn it off. Then on the fourth cue, we'll take this off again. The function is the same. Let's play it. It's turned off like this. And then there's another one. Because we have multiple programs here, we can bind multiple programs. Ma2 didn't talk just now. Let's use Ma3. It's all the same. The connection function of Ma2 and Ma3, it's all the same. We have another program. For example, we are on this show. This Q tag is also independent. Q tags are independent. Each program has its own independent. This Q label preset. And then we're going to hit some markers. Because here we're going to switch. Otherwise, it will be synchronized. Let's delete it first. It shouldn't be done. We came to this one. Create. Recreate the actuator. When we switch to program 2, remember to connect here. I'll change it to an actuator slot. We gave a 4.2. In this case, the program there will be no conflict in program 2. Let's delete this show first. Recreate the show. And then A. If you report an error here, it is Ma2. We turned it off. And we're going to have a look at the main program link. Let's turn it off first. And then we switch to program 2. Let's put the link back on. A 404 is bound here. Then we go directly here. Just label it. We can take a look at this 404 already has it. Then we can trigger different Q. Our program 1. The actuator 401 is triggered. Then this one is not turned off. So let's play that. Then switch to program 2. When we were playing, it triggered 404. We remember when we must have switched shows. Be sure to turn it off first. In this case, we can unbind it. Then create another program 3. Let's take a look again. Type a few marker points. Then connect. We switch to 405. Open connection 405 first. Then create the actuator. That's it. Let's take a look. The main program is 401. Then program 2 is 4045Q. Then program 3 is 405. Also 5Q. We add 1. He has 6Q here. And here's what happens. Then let's take a look at the triggering of the ND video. ND video first we put this. And here's a video of it dragging into orbit. I just have a simple shorter video here. We drag to different videos. We can just take to tracks. Because I'm recording the screen here. If this ND goes, this frame rate will be very low. Then we ND right-click on this track. Open the output of ND. Then we can do it here. Enter the name of a circle, 3A's, and check Enable Output Saving. And we can look at the bottom right-hand corner. There's an extra ND all the way. And then there's the frame rate of ND. And then we're in the second orbit. We create another 3B. Then enable output. Save it. It's 2 roads. And here we have 5 frames. Because we didn't play it. So let's play that. Because I'm recording the screen. So his ND is particularly stuck. If you don't have a screen recording, it won't get stuck. And we're going to try out the output of ND. We come to UE. And then we take out 2 ND screens. Then find the ND panel. Here I have created a 3A. And here we have identified to our software 2 ND outputs. We can switch it. Then we put this screen. Assign it a grid. Add another one. We only have 2 screens, so we have the same screen left and right. Screen 2 is the main screen. Then we put its output. This circle. Switch it to ND. Then this is A. Then this is B. That's it. We switch to B, so it's 2 different pictures. And let's play it. There is output here. Because I'm recording the screen here, it's going to be a little bit laggy here. The output of this ND will be stuck. So that's the ND connection. ND is easier. And then we come to Program 2. We use Program 2 to demonstrate. Shut down the media library. And then we come to this. Comparative connection. If there is a similar connection, we are in the connection panel. Sampled output. The words here are similar. Because it also uses OSC for connection. OSC because of our MA3 side. MA3's OSC takes up 8,000 ports. The same, it is also port 8,000 by default here. We are setting up here. Find OSC settings. It also defaults to 8,000. In order not to conflict, we can change it to 8001. Then enable. Then it connects. Then choose 4 here. Then turn it off. Then here we put beyond. Switch the port to 8001. Then the same. If you are on the same computer, this network interface card does not need to worry about it. If you are a different computer, we can choose the network interface card of the router. Then we trigger the comparison. We select a queue marker. Then in queue details here, we open the comparative program grid to trigger. And then there's the page number and there's the program grid. Here we are triggering. First page, first program grid. Then the command is triggered. Then there is stop and close. There's global shutdown. If it is triggered here, we don't have to worry about that. We triggered it on the second queue. Then it also has a stop here called the next queue stop. Then when it reaches 3, it automatically stops the queue. If turned off, it works just like we triggered MA before. It won't close. Then we can get to 4. By the time of the 4th queue, let's go beyond that. We can change the order to stop. And we're going to play it now. Play has been triggered here. The error here is because the projection area is not specified, and at 4, it stops. That's it. Beyond that, the connection is simple. Because it is used here below, just trigger the command and then. And no more. We can switch. Let's say we switch to the 5th grid. And we'll play it. Or when we had our first program, we've already triggered it. Can trigger one. Just any one. Because the next cue stop is ticked here, it will automatically switch when it reaches the next cue. This 6th. Then to the first one, 3 words have not changed. By 4, it turns off. Avoid light, and then at 5, it triggers another one. That's it. And here we have a look. Let it output to UE. Let's have a look at this one. We give it the programmatic properties. It specifies a projection area. Otherwise, it will keep reporting errors. And then there's another one. This one. This has been specified. Then the 5th let's see which show he is. Then go and specify this for him. The program grid attribute is enough. And let's see. And beyond that, let's make it smaller. Then we play. UE is not responding because we didn't start this visual output. Let's check it out here. Check external output. And we're going to play it. Here the laser is running. That's how to trigger the comparison. Then what we do later? We can put DMX and then lasers and then Sir Mac. And this video is unified here. A timeline track to trigger uniformly. Then UE when we record. We are here on this recorder. We directly add the Sir Mac round. Then the ND circle. Then DMX round. Then the laser circle. Add it all. Direct one-time recording, all tracks on it. I'm not going to record here. And then we'll look at Sir Mac's trigger. Sir Mark's words are special, because we are still the same. We open HTTP in the preferences. Okay, here we enable an HTTP remote control. Your default should be like this. The default should be port 80. You came in like this by default, port 80, because it is more prone to conflict. Let's enable it and take a look. There is no conflict here. If you can't enable it, for example, after enabling, it will pop up automatically. For example, after we enable, then confirm, then come back and see. It automatically disables itself. This is a port conflict. We can modify it to a port. We are using 8001 for comparison. Then Sir Mac we will give. He can have an 8002. Then apply. That's it. And let's look at Sir Mac's trigger. Then let's take the UE light to him to connect it first. Take control of this Sir Mac. Then go and assign him this model. And here's the port. Port UE is also 80. We give him 8002. 8002 port, that's it. And now he's exported it. Let's play one and take a look. He already has it. Then the words here. Messy. This is a UV problem. Let's go and project a UV. This Sir Mac is already connected to UE. And here we go now. Let's control it. Then we are still the same. We have to choose the first cue. Then we slide down. Turn on the trigger for this Sir Mac light strip. We connect here. Be sure to put this. Sir Mac's connection to this port is unified. We use 802.IP, don't worry. Then here if you choose this AA, it will be on the left. In the case of B, it is the one on the right. And we're going to trigger it now. First of all, we are in the first cue. We trigger the first one. The first we are black show. We leave it alone. We first let it trigger A. For example, let's trigger this one. There's a gradual change. It doesn't look very comfortable. We change it to 0.1. In this case, gradual change feels like it's stuck. Then we give him the 28th program grid on the first page. Then the trigger method, we don't need to worry about. Next cue black field, we turn it on. And now we're going to play it. Let's stop first. Then play. It's not triggered here. Let's see what it looks like. Sir Mac has retreated. Let's wait for it. Because of this Sir Mac, the software is not particularly stable. We're still waiting for it to restart. We turned the remote control back on for him. Turn on the show. And let's look at the first one. Let's get rid of it. The first program is still. Just keep it empty. Then we're going to trigger it now. This is not authorized. I have no authorization here. So it doesn't matter. This is what we want. His output screen is fine. It will have a watermark. We don't care about its watermark. What we mainly look at is its triggering. Then we still turn on the remote control. Enabled its HTTP for it. Then we trigger it. Play. It's already triggered here. Then tick stop because next cue is ticked, so it's stopped. Then we come to the third cue. Third cue. Let's say we want to trigger the right one. We trigger one on the right. Let's open it. Then here we choose B. Then choose any one. And we'll see. Played. You can take a look at the first cue is up and running. And now it triggers the second cue. It will automatically switch this. Trigger the first cue. Then turned it off. The third one, it switches to this output on the right. That's it. Sir Mac's words are also relatively simple. It's the same as the comparable one. We pass this. Just trigger the program. Then close. It's closed without this. If it is closed, the choice should be this. Trigger method. This is closed. If it's off, we actually let it play. For example, our fourth cue. We put it away as soon as we want to stop it. If it stops, we'll give it to it. One trigger 1.1 is enough. It can stop. Because Sir Mac, he didn't stop. We need to give an empty program He can trigger it and stop it. Here we take a look. No trigger here. We don't care about that. We usually use the one on the left. We give it the trigger on the left. Then to this one, we shut it down. If it stops, we can give it 1.1. For example, here
Don't
we are.
give it the next cube black field.
Let's see if it closes. Just no. Triggered and then turned off. Fourth, another cue is triggered here. Then to the fifth, we trigger it. This 1.1 program grid, it will go dark. It just stopped. And that's it for Sir Michael. They are all independent. We can do it under every program, independently to trigger this different show. Each program is independent. So that's it. We will introduce this software here. Then let's stop here for this video first. See you next time.